The funny thing is that a lot of times the productions that are most memorable to me, the costumes are the least memorable aspect of those. You know, that they're just really fantastic productions with an incredible ensemble. And the clothes are there to help tell the story, but nobody's gonna walk away humming the costumes. I'm Matt Lefebvre. I'm a costume and set designer working in theater. I've been fortunate enough to work with the Guthrie quite a bit. Penumbra Theater is kind of my home away from home in a way. I think my process is similar to a lot of designers. If I'm asked to do a project, then I'll read the script first to get a sense of what the playwright is trying to tell the audience. And then the next thing is to meet with whoever is directing. And, you know, some designers come in sort of already armed with images that they can refer to in discussing the design. I really like to have that first meeting without any of that. I really want to hear what the director's point of view is, why this play, why now. So I'm not coming in with any preconceived notions. Then I do rough sketches for each of the characters. And usually I have fabric swatches to sort of zero in on what the color palette will be. This was a fun production. This was the Guthrie's Importance of Being Earnest. You know, this is the country look. This is the city look, so it's more sort of jewel tones, darker, richer colors. I find it really difficult if I think about color first without having the fabric, because the fabric really is like, it's like a tool. It's like the paint in your palette in a way, really. Because it's telling us everything. It's the color, it's the texture, it contributes to the sort of mass. Everything about it is all the design elements are sort of contained in those fabric choices. Typically what I'll do is I'll have all the pencil sketches and I'll have bags full of fabric swatches. And I just start putting swatches on sketches. Anything I see as watching, what could this be? And then I'll kind of look at it and I'll start to lay the swatches down on the sketch. And then as I'm going through, I might be adding more and more and more. And how does this look or how does this look? I'll stand back and start to look at how the sort of collage is being created with the fabrics. I'm currently working on the Christmas Carol with the Guthrie. It's a big show, so we're building bits of it every year for 3 years.
This is kind of a small character, but the amount of detail they bring to even the smallest character is kind of exquisite.
I really love this fabric, and the scale is huge, and it made me a little nervous. But DJ and Jeannie basically figured out how to cut it to feature areas like this in the front. And Tristan, would you mind just turning around? And if you look at the detail on the back and the way that it works so well on Tracy's shoulders, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's just brilliant.
Okay, you have to look up the hoodie.
Okay.
The craftspeople here, the tailors and the drapers and the stitchers are really at the top of their game, so it's fantastic. I can't say it better than that.
I know what you are! I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come! Whoa! Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen.
Hold, please. Hold.
So here we are, we're in tech rehearsal. We found something out yesterday, our Ghost of Christmas Present. You know, he's in this big green fur-trimmed robe and bare-chested, and it seems a little off-putting. So we're looking at some options to put underneath this robe. There's something about this that I think is pretty great. So I think we should see how it works, yeah.
What's amazing about so many of these costumes is that you don't realize what these costumes do until they get under these lights, and then suddenly there's just worlds of color in these. You think, oh, it's a brown coat, and then you get in there and it's amazing warmth and golds and just wonderful, wonderful array of color.
This is a new adaptation of The Christmas Carol. I think we're around 185 costumes for this production.
To Uncle Scrooge, a long life and a Merry Christmas.
To Uncle Scrooge, a long life and a Merry Christmas.
We really wanted to show, especially with the Cratchit family, that they're barely making ends meet. So this is Mrs. Cratchit's dress. It's a linen fabric, so it just already inherently has this sort of rumpled quality to it. But then Sam did a lot of work in distressing and aging, and she painted into the costume. She painted dirt into the hem so that it would look much more worn.
There is something you must see.
This production of Christmas Carol is very gritty. It has a very gritty, dirty, sooty feel to it. There's a character, Merryweather, who is Scrooge's housekeeper. We really wanted her costume to be just horrible. It looks moldy, and it looks like it smells horrible, even though it doesn't.
That is a mother's cry. Yes, that is the howl of the mother who has lost her child.
For Ebenezer Scrooge, this year, John Cutler is playing Scrooge. And one of the things that we really wanted to play with his look is somebody who's, really miserly, so that his clothes are 10 years at least out of date. And I found a lot of really interesting textures in the fabric that goes into his coat. Actually looks like it's worn away.
And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was.
So you really get this sort of, he's been around for a long time look to those clothes, which I think is great. We talked about adding a shawl to you today, so yeah. I don't think we quite have the right thing yet.
Okay.
But, it's a collaborative art. As a costume designer, you have the closest relationship with the performers, with the actor.
If you could only feel this coat.
It's nice. They might have ideas that, of course, we never thought of months in advance, that now that they're in rehearsals, really make sense. It's been really rewarding to help the actors create a part of the character, and that's reflected in the clothes.
You old Uncle Scrooge!
Yes.
Yes!
It's really great. It's gratifying to see it all come together when it works.
Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organs, the singing in the choir. La 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 la.
Thank you!
Minnesota Original is made possible by the State Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.